thank you guys so much for dropping by.
Thank you.
Especially with Mass Effect 2, thank you for bringing it to us.
Very welcome.
Now, this is the second game in the trilogy, so where does the story take place?
Well, this is the dark second act of the Mass Effect franchise. It's a trilogy, as you said, so we really want to take the fan feedback and just punch it up, add a whole bunch of crazy stuff across the board, amp the intensity of the combat, make the dialogue even better,
So where are we exactly?
Basically, you think you've defeated the arch threat that was in Mass Effect 1, but there's still even more ominous threat that's out there. It's up to you as Commander Shepard to actually take it on and defeat it and save organic life.
Just a little shortly after the original game.
Right.
Now, my Commander Shepard, I was very happy with him. He was very powerful, but he was a complete tool. He was really unpleasant, and it was definitely one of the darker endings you could get. Obviously, people could play him as a far more noble person. How did how you played the first Mass Effect have any bearing, or will it have any bearing on how Mass Effect 2 will start?
It'll actually have a significant bearing. There'll be things like the characters that actually died in the first one aren't going to be there, obviously, the second. How you tied up the loose ends at the end of the game will indicate how the game actually starts. All these things actually have an impact on the game itself.
So keep your save games.
Now, if I haven't played Mass Effect, am I like, am I just, well, what will I do except play Mass Effect, which I think is the best decision?
You have play the first one. Do you have to play the first one?
No, not at all. No, there's an amazing entry point to the fiction, and if you start off, we have great tutorials, bring you right in. People who've been playing it say they love the action. The intensity is amped up in every dimension, like I said. So easy to access, whether you play the first one or not.
Now, what are some of the things that you guys learned from the first one that you've improved and made better for the second time around? Any lessons you've learned?
A couple big things. One is obviously some of the improving on the technical implementation of the game, like things like frame rates rock solid 30 plus, super smooth. The actual AI in combat is a lot better. Really great. We improved a lot in terms of the actual precision of combat, the cover. Basically we had a list of things from the fans and from the press and ourselves that we wanted to knock down. We knocked them all down, and that's what we have now.
Do you guys go onto forums and stuff like that to figure out, okay, they're pissed off about this, let's fix it? That means something to you.
We listen to the press. We listen to you guys a lot, actually. We take the fan feedback really seriously. It matters a lot to BioWare, and we use it. So, one of the other things we took to heart was we wanted to take the uncharted worlds and actually make them, even though they're optional still in Mass Effect 2, make them a core part of the experience, amp up the excitement, make the ending different depending on what you do in the optional content.
That's fantastic.
Now let's talk about the combat and the weapons as sort of a subset. That was one of the few things that was coming on, is that even though there were different weapons, they didn't feel very distinct, when they were necessarily in your hand. But more so, the combat was just awesome with both the stop down and the real time action. Have you played with that at all? What can we expect them to do in that area?
It's even more awesome now.
Good answer.
Awesome extra.
The key word is intensity. We're really focused on the precision of the shooter controls, so you can still take a thoughtful approach. You can pause, you can use a radial menu if you choose, but you don't have to.
And if you check out the game, he's shooting a guided missile, which wasn't in the first one.
I haven't seen much stop down actually in this playthrough right here.
Right? Look at the size of that guy.
All kinds of cool heavy weaponry, guided missiles, shoot a mini nuke off. There's all kinds of cool stuff.
There's a lot of changes to the weapons and stuff too. So.
Yeah, and precision, so it's going to feel tight, and you can play it all in real time, pull off tandem, biotic powers, and all kinds of cool shit like that.
Can you tell us what's happening right now in the gameplay?
Yeah, no, actually, Billy's basically taking out some guys. He's got a actually guided missile, a little hard to see. Let's see if he's still got it there. I'm not sure if he's changed, but he's waiting to nail that guy. He's locking on. There he goes. So
some of the neat things you can see too is that enemies have parts like a robot might be able to knock its leg off, and then it continues to crawl towards you. The AI is amped up. They're going to have different combat moves depending on what damage state they're in. So how you play it's going to have a huge impact on the intensity.
The game takes that in.
And it takes it into account. Yeah.
Now with the biotics, the magic of the game for those who haven't gotten a chance to play it, is it the same stuff, or are we going to see a lot more new? What's going to happen there?
Yeah, we added some new stuff. I think one of the big things, obviously, with Mass 1, we put the whole system together, the world together. Creating a galaxy world and everything else is a lot of work. And so the second one, we actually had the chance to take everything we learned from the first, add a whole bunch of new biotic powers, as Ray said, some ways to do it actually faster, more real time, but also some new ones that we'll kind of tease those out, but some really cool new biotics that are just awesome.
Now everyone knows about the new alien species. What role they have in Mass Effect 2?
I think we're keeping some secrets here too, but
can you tell us one secret?
Well, we are showing for the first time in E3 the acquisition of a new alien species, Thane, who's the best assassin. He's badass. He's the best assassin in the galaxy. And part of what you have to do here is gather a ragtag group of the elite combat squad of murderers, criminals, villains, because you need to have the best of the best in order to take on this vast threat that's facing you. So Thane is a brand new species. We're not going to say much more than that.
Can we hear the name of the species?
We're saving that for right now.
But it sounds like you're almost kind of doing a Henry V on St. Crispin's Day. Like, all right, if you're walking and you're mean, so get in my army right here.
You know, the cool thing is everybody that's playing in BioWare is just loving it. Like, we have people that are kind of like, I love the story. The action wasn't there. The action was there. I didn't love this. They're saying both dimensions are like, really awesome.
All right, you got us excited. And when are we going to be getting to play Mass Effect 2?
Well, it's early next year.
All right, well, that's coming soon.
We're looking at January, February, or like,
early next year.
Early next year.
I know these guys. It's early next year. Greg, Ray, thank you so much again.
Doctors.
I'd like to say goodbye, but